So good morning friends, I hope I am audible to everyone. So we are just about to start. चलिए, so let me just share the link with the other students. एक मिनट बस आप मुझे दीजिए. चलिए, sufficient number of people have already joined us. Okay, so actually my internet is quite weak, so that's why it is taking a little time. अभी हम इस सेशन को शुरू करेंगे. एक मिनट आप मुझे दीजिए बस. The PDF for today's session has already been uploaded. Rather, it's not a PDF, it's a PPT. Okay, so I was facing some trouble in that as well. Chaliye, so sufficient number of people have already joined us. Okay, let's see what's there in today's session. So Rohit, Vicky, Karan, Durgesh, Anshul, Priyanshi, Pooja, Nisar, Durgesh. Good morning everyone. So देखते हैं आज की अखबार में हमारे लिए क्या खास है. Okay, so let's start this session today, and this is the message that we need to have in our life. So it says that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Okay, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. This is the important point that you have to understand, because sometimes we presume that we already know, we already have the idea, we already have the knowledge, and we think that we will be able to just crack this exam or that exam. But the point is this, you are missing on this point, that is hard work. There cannot be any substitute for hard work, no matter how talented you are. This is the message that you need to understand here. And specifically in this UPSC preparation, it doesn't make any difference what your academics had been in the past. Past में आपने क्या अपने academics कितने आप टॉपर रहे हो, उस चीज़ का कुछ खास फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. So this is the important thing that you have to understand here. So just because you were topper in the past, that doesn't mean that you should stop working hard even in the present. Because if you are not working hard, there will be someone else who is putting up an effort, and definitely that person will have a final laugh. आखिर में उसी की जो है जीत होगी जो हार्ड वर्क करेगा. This is the message that we need to keep in our mind. So let's start this particular session. Let's see what exactly is there for us. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, Supreme Court delivers split verdict on Karnataka hijab ban. Okay, so two judges, it was a two-judge bench court which was dealing with this particular matter, and both of them were not able to come to the consensus. They had a different point of view. So right now it is being put forward to the CJI, and the major angle is this. Now this case will be looked into by a larger bench. Okay, so अब मामला larger bench के पास जाएगा, and then they will come out with some decision. But the point is this, in this particular debate there are few things that we need to keep in our mind. Okay, that what are the key issues that are to be discussed when we look into the hijab. हिजाब केस की जब बात करते हैं तो मामला क्या है कि आपको किन चीज़ों के ऊपर ध्यान देना है. So we will look into this. Okay, now let's look into some of the statements made by these judges. So first statement, it says that apparent symbol of religious belief cannot be worn to secular schools maintained from state funds. This is the provision which is already existing, and court is just reminding us that those schools are being funded by the government. So you have to uphold the secular character, and somehow it is being said, okay, it is being said that if you are portraying, you can say you are wearing your religious symbol, then it can violate the principle of secularism. This is what this message is saying here. Okay, तो मेजर ये पॉइंट है. अब हम इसको थोड़ा और देखते हैं डिटेल के अंदर. नाउ जस्टिस गुप्ता सेड दैट सेक्युलैरिटी मीन्स यूनिफॉर्मिटी, that in India we do want to have secularism. For that you require a uniformity. Uniformity primarily means that each of the individuals, they should be treated equally, each one should look equally. This is what Justice Gupta wanted to say. And it also held, means Justice Gupta held that adherence to uniform was reasonable restriction to free expression. So we do have freedom of expression, but reasonable restrictions are also there. And if the education institute is putting up a condition that they have, means students have to wear uniform, then it's a reasonable restrictions. You cannot claim that your freedom of expression need to be upheld or this and that. That's the point here. And ultimately the contradicting judge, he says that wearing hijab or not, it's a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice. It is directly linked with the privacy of a person. Okay, and if school is directing any individual to wear it or not to wear it, it is violating the privacy of that student. This is what the contrary view was. So both the judges, they came out with this conclusion that now the matter is to be looked after by the, you can say, larger bench. तो पूरा मामला अब आगे चला गया. Now you need to understand one thing here. इस पूरी स्टोरी में कुछ एक सवाल हैं जो हमें डील करने हैं. One is this: we do have right to education, okay, and if girls are wearing hijab, okay, if girls are wearing hijab, are we going to deny them of their right to education? If they are wearing hijab and if you are not allowing them to enter the school premises, और आप उनको अलाउ नहीं करते हो कि वो स्कूल में आए, is it not violating right to education? This is what the fundamental question is about, because this is what is happening right now in this whole debate. The girls, they are losing this. Girls are, you can say, losing on this particular point, that their education, their studies will be majorly impacted. So whatever judgment that Supreme Court is going to come out with, it should definitely look into this debate as well. It should definitely look into this debate as well. Okay, तो इस सवाल को भी उनको जरूर समझना चाहिए. That's the point here. Now other point that you have to understand, like why are we just giving it a color of religion? Uniform के ऊपर religion का क्या role है? You need to understand, tomorrow if Indian, means Hindu women, Hindu students, they start wearing sarees, bindis and coming to school, are you going to restrict them? Are you going to restrict them or not? That's the other question that we have to look into. Okay, because society will take it in a different way. It will say that if woman is wearing sari or they are being forced to wear sari, then it is, you can say, sort of conservativeness that is being shown. क्या तब भी हम conservativeness की बात करेंगे? Because right now, if Muslim women are wearing hijab, society at a larger point, if you see the leaders that are there, they are making a statement that this shows that the religion is conservative, that it is being forced, on women to wear hijab. So are you going to have these leaders, they are going to have the same argument when, say, Hindu girls, students, they start wearing sari and coming to school and colleges? So these are some of the things that we have to look into. Now the matter is with court. Definitely there is another angle that we have to address here. एक और angle यहाँ पे समझना है. Okay, so it is being said that secularity means uniformity. Is it so? Because when we talk about Indian culture, we talk about diversity. We talk about diversity. We take pride in this particular point. and Justice Gupta is saying that secularity means uniformity. So you are making sure that there is uniform culture throughout the country, throughout the length and breadth of the country. Do we seriously want that? This is the other question which is to be addressed now. ये एक और सवाल है जो अभी देखना होगा, because there is some flaw in this term that secularity means uniformity. Secularism should celebrate diversity. It should not facilitate uniformity. डाइवर्सिटी सेलिब्रेट करने वाला सिस्टम होना चाहिए, लोगों को यूनिफॉर्म बनाने वाला नहीं होना चाहिए. दिस इज द पॉइंट दैट वी हैव टू लुक इनटू एंड द कोर्ट विल लुक इनटू नाउ. तो इसका पूरा मामला अब कोर्ट में जाएगा, देखते हैं लार्जर बेंच क्या कहता है. ओके, सो विल मूव टू द नेक्स्ट न्यूज. नेक्स्ट न्यूज इज रिलेटेड टू द इसरोज on next generation launch vehicle. Okay, so this is what ISRO is planning. They are planning to develop next generation launch vehicle. What exactly ISRO wants? Basically we want cost efficient 3-stage reusable heavy lift vehicle. Okay, heavy lift vehicle that we will be targeting the capacity of 10 ton. Okay, 10 ton के around हम जो है payload ऊपर लेके जाना चाहते हैं. This is what we are targeting right now. So the point is this, it is required as well, because right now if you want to send a satellite which is heavier, the present systems that are there, PSLV and GSLV, their capacity is limited. तो PSLV की capacity limited है और GSLV की भी capacity limited है. Okay, so you require a new system which is indigenously made, बिल्कुल indigenously made आपको चाहिए, and this is what ISRO is looking forward. Other point is this, if you look into the space industry, it is a booming industry and it is going to further boom in the future as well. तो future में भी ये boom तो करेगी. It means that you have to develop the capacity. There is no, you can say, argument in this thing that we will end up wasting money on these explorations. No, it is not like that. You have to invest money. This is your investment which is going to reap benefits in the future. So ISRO has to do it. And other point is this, ISRO will be focusing on the reusable component. Now if we are able to develop this reusable thing, that after the launch the you can say rocket and other arrangement will come back, it can be reused again. It is going to save lot of cost, and it will further make Indian launches cost effective. Okay, so if Indian launches are going to further cost effective, it means that it's a competitive world. Okay, अगर हमारी कीमत और कम हो जाएगी हमारे लॉन्च की, so we will get more orders. Other countries will look forward to Indian systems. इसरो के पास ऑर्डर आएंगे. This is what the major focus is about. Okay, so ये इसरो का overall design है. This is what ISRO wants. Now we'll directly move to the editorial section. Okay, so I'll show you in the paper as well. So as you can see on the screen, this is what we just discussed. Okay, तो अब सीधा एडिटोरियल सेक्शन में चलते हैं, देखते हैं एडिटोरियल में क्या खास है आपके. ओके, सो चलिए, दिस इज द एडिटोरियल. यस, so it is saying democratizing of India the Mandal way. Okay, so it has some sort of a political toning. We won't look into that. We will extract only those things which are required. See, when we look into Indian Constitution, अगर आप Indian Constitution की बात करते हैं, okay, so the fundamental question that comes to our mind, what is the goal and objective of having Indian Constitution? हम करना क्या चाहते हैं? What do we want as a goal and objective of Indian Constitution? क्या लगता है आपको? Why we had this system, bureaucracy, okay, bureaucracy, parliamentary form of government? Why do we have these systems? What are the goals for them? इतना तामझाम क्यों खड़ा किया हुआ है आपने? फेडरलिज्म क्यों आप लेके आए हो? What is the goal? क्या अचीव करना चाहते हैं हम? Okay, what exactly do we want to achieve out of it? Please do comment. I want input from your side as well. Okay, मुझे आपकी तरफ से भी input चाहिए. So the point is this, what exactly do we want to achieve here? क्या अचीव करना चाहते हैं? क्या लगता है आपको? So the major point is this, whatever arrangement that is there in India, the constitution and the other systems, the goal is social justice. And the effort for social justice, okay, is not just started post independence. Even prior to that, in the pre-independence time as well, there were many leaders who were fighting to achieve this social justice. Jyotiba Phule, Savitribai Phule, Sahuji Maharaj, Periyar, they all expected that there should be social justice. Mahatma Gandhi, social justice. Okay, this was the goal. So whatever we are doing today, whatever effort your government is making, the major goal is that we need to have social justice, and looking into mind this social justice as a goal, Ambedkar made an arrangement and facilitated something called reservation. There is reservation that was being provided to SC/ST community. We established something called different committees and commissions for backward classes. Multiple times this is being done. 73rd and 74th Amendment Act, it also further facilitated social justice by extending the reservation, not only just to the SC/ST community but to the women as well. That 1/3 of the seats will be reserved for women leaders. So this was the major goal. Whatever you are doing right now, your bureaucracy is doing right now, the major goal is social justice. What I am trying to say, while writing UPSC answers, okay, in your mains में जब भी आप आंसर लिखेंगे, you have to keep this thing in the mind. Your answer should reflect something called social justice. That's the point here. At least you can mention about a single point there. एक point तो mention कर सकते हो आप social justice के ऊपर. Just keep it in your mind. Just keep it in your mind. And this idea of using social justice in your answers, it is not just confined to a single paper. It can be used in GS paper 4, answers in GS paper 3, answers in GS paper 2 as well, and not just even in GS paper 1 as well. Society के बारे में लिखते हो, do mention about social justice. You are writing something about the constitutional arrangements, do mention about social justice. Economy related, agriculture, etc., farmer, you can mention about social justice. और ethics में तो आप इसको use करोगे ही करोगे. So this is what you need to keep in our mind. आंसर लिखते टाइम इस चीज का ध्यान जरूर रखना that this is what we are aspiring to. That's the goal. Okay, चलिए आगे. So we'll move to the next part, and next editorial is regarding the role of RBI. So basically this editorial is arguing on this point that at present your forex reserve is reducing. Okay, so forex reserve reduce हो रहा है, and it is said that RBI is not responsible for this. We might be considering that it is primarily because of RBI the forex reserve is getting down. That's the point. इतना होने की वजह से, RBI की वजह से forex reserve down हो रहा है. Just to stabilize the rupee, RBI is, you can say, selling the dollars. RBI dollar sell कर रहा है rupee को stabilize करने के लिए. This is the preconceived notion that we have in our mind, that primarily it is being done to defend the rupee. But this editorial is pointing towards a different point of view. So right now there are some statistics there in front of you. Your forex reserve was $642 billion way back, you can say on 8th of September 2021. In 1 year it has gone down to 537 billion. So the point is this, people are saying that it is primarily because RBI is selling, but the other angle is this, if RBI is selling, there must be someone who is buying, and who can buy the dollars? Primarily it is done by the banks. Why banks are buying dollars? Banks are buying dollars because their clients, who are their clients? Importers. Who are their client? Importers are the clients of banks, and banks are buying it because importers are demanding dollar. Importers are demanding dollar. That's the point you have to focus upon. So this editorial is saying that primarily the reason behind this is mismatch between import and export. So at present your exports are not picking up, but your imports have become costly. As your imports have become costly, the demand for dollar, because when you have to pay you can say for your import, it will be done in dollar. So your importers are basically demanding more dollar, and this is the reason that that dollar is consumed by these importers. So directly RBI is not responsible for it. Banks are buying these dollar from RBI because they have to get that money to their importers, to their customers. This is the overall system. So here this editorial is saying that you cannot blame RBI for that. It is primarily linked with the policy. ये policy का decision है, okay? ये policy का गड़बड़ हो गई है आपकी. And specifically the way we are issuing the licenses to import. So this is the point that is being raised. Now why are we saying this with so confidence? So this editorial says that selling these dollars in overseas market is prohibited by central bank. So ये डॉलर ओवरसीज मार्केट में तो आरबीआई भेज नहीं रहा है. It means that it is being consumed by your banks in Indian system only, okay? And the point is this: banks are taking this dollar because they have to hand it over to their customers, जो importers हैं, and these importers are remitting the dollar abroad. ये importers उस डॉलर को बाहर भेज रहे हैं. So primarily you cannot put blame on RBI. That's the point here, and it is saying that the major problem is this: import export policy of ministry, whatever we designed was done without keeping RBI in loop. So the way your policy was formed, it was wrong. RBI should also have been kept in loop while coming out with this policy. This is the argument that they are making. So it's a different point of view that we need to keep in our notes, okay? So do make notes about it, because if there is a question regarding forex reserve, this is a different point. This is a different point of view, okay? It should be there in your notes. So please do mention about these things in your notes. It's a very important thing. एक अलग से point of view है, because everyone will tell the same story that RBI is selling dollar, RBI is selling dollar. You need to have that different point of view as well in your answer. So primarily the question will be asked in your GS paper 3 if UPSC is asking this question regarding forex reserve, okay? So we'll move to the next part. आगे चलते हैं. So next editorial is debating this point: does India need a population policy? Do we need a population policy? Because there are some statistics that are out, okay? So United Nations published some data which shows that by 2023 India would be the most populous country in the world. And there is another survey, economic survey, which says that India's demographic dividend will peak around 2021. And it is saying that at that point it is expected that India will be having, okay, at that point it is expected that India will be having nearly 59% people in the working population. So 59% of our population will be working population between the age group of 18 to 60. This is what they are saying. So the question arises, do we need a population policy in this case? Now we need to control population. How is that to be done? Population तो control करना है, but वो किस तरीके से करना है? So one thing is that you can use the coercive method. एक तो option आपके पास coercive है, that was used by China. China had a one-child policy, okay? China used to penalize people for that. Now what has happened over the time in China? Their population is getting old. The number of old age people in China is increasing. Old age people means they are dependent on others. वो दूसरों पे dependent है. Other point that you have to understand here. Now China is trying to reverse the policy. China is persuading the couples to have more children, but couples are not willing to have more children because their lifestyle has changed. Their lifestyle has changed. So the major point is this coercive method is not going to work, and it will be producing bad results for you, the challenge that China is facing today. This is the point. Other angle that you have to understand here, Now, what should be the other way around? Other way around is that cooperative method, okay? That is by creating awareness among masses. Let them make these choices. You provide them education. You provide them choices for their reproduction, contraceptives, etc., etc., etc. This is the option that you need to provide to the youth of this country. Let them make choice. Don't enforce things on them. We do have a state like Kerala, okay? Kerala has managed its population. It has gone down below the, you can say, rate of 2.1. जो आपका replacement rate होता है fertility का, that is 2.1. Kerala has reduced it. Kerala's right now fertility rate is nearly 1.6 or 7. Punjab is also having this fertility rate of 1.8. So you can learn from them. We didn't use coercive methods here. It was primarily because awareness was there, health facility was there, education was there, and people are making choices. So this is what we can adopt as a model. Other point that is being discussed here, okay. Now, first question is this: we need to move from family planning approach to family welfare approach. पहली चीज बोल रहे हैं. Other point is this: it is directly linked with the empowerment of men and women. Provide them opportunities, provide them skills, provide them jobs. This is what you need to focus upon. Provide them education, schooling. ये improve कर दो, health improve कर दो, automatically things will improve for you. This is what should be the mantra. Next point they are saying is this: it is not about whether population is large or small. The major point is this: it should be productive, that the population should have the ability to participate in development. उनके पास ये ability तो होनी चाहिए that they should participate in your economic growth or economic development. This is what you need to focus upon. ये major focus होना चाहिए. Provide them skills, education and other things. Okay. Other point that they are saying is this: China's one-child policy appeared to be a disaster. Do we want to have something like that? क्या वाकई आपको इसी टाइप की चीज चाहिए? That's the point here. Okay, that's the point here. Other point that they are making is this: now China is relaxing this, but people are not ready to comply because their lifestyle has changed. This is the negative result that this policy has produced if you want to do things artificially. आप coercive method लगा के artificially population को control कर रहे हो. That will be the outcome. So this is what we need to understand here, that you need to allow this to be an organic process. Organically चीजों को चलने दो. Focus on other areas. Okay. This is the point here. Invest in your population. Work upon generation of human capital. Human capital generate करने के ऊपर काम कीजिए. This is the major point here. Okay. This is what you need to understand. And there are two different point of views here. One thing is this: if the fertility is declining, okay, it means that women will have lower burden, because women has to undergo all the pain and all. Pregnancy से सारा relation women का है. Okay. So women will have less burden if children are going to be less. Other point is this: later on, after 30-40 years, old age people are going to increase in number. And this is also estimated that 2/3 of the elderly will be women, because women tend to live longer than men. Women tend to live longer than men. When you look into the aging aspects, it will be again women will be larger in number. So the major angle is this: while deciding any policy related to population, there should be gender dimension that should be kept in mind. Without addressing the gender dimension, your policy will be meaningless. This is the point that they are coming out with. Make sure that there are more employment opportunities for young women. You make them Atmanirbhar, make them self-dependent. This is the point here. ये चीजें आपको focus करनी पड़ेंगी. Okay. So these were the editorials that we discussed. So ये सब हमने discuss किया था. okay, population policy and all. So we'll move to the next part, a report on the northeast Delhi riots. Okay, so election se pehle riots hue the. Now report is finding something what people already know about it, that Delhi police was not able to manage these riots. Delhi police बिल्कुल भी prepared नहीं थी इन चीज़ों को लेके, and reports is pointing towards other thing. In some areas it was found that police might have been complicit with those particular elements. जान करके पुलिस ने चीज़ों को होने दिया. That's the point here, and this is the faulty design. Now in India, this is not the first time it is happening. You talk about Gujarat riots, you talk about 1984 riots, you talk about, you can say, riots in Mumbai. Everything, in each and every case, it was pointed out that police was biased. So we need to have administration, specifically police, which can function with neutrality. This is the major point here. Now there was one proposal, that anti-riots law. Okay, एक bill introduce हुआ था, anti-riots bill, that was basically giving some additional powers to the superintendent of police, because it is being said that police may be functioning under the political pressure. वो चीज़ नहीं होनी चाहिए, because if politicians are putting up pressures, you should have to give that ventilation for police so that they can function in a neutral manner. कुछ protection तो देना चाहिए. So that anti-riots bill was introduced, but it was not passed in your parliament. That's the point here. Okay, so वो major point था जो हमें समझना है. So we'll move to the next. आगे चलते हैं, देखते हैं और क्या खास है. Okay, so this is what was there. चलिए, so other than that on this page there is nothing much. कुछ खास नहीं. Hijab ban will continue, Karnataka schools are saying. Okay, so they will say that right now things are not decided, so they will go ahead with this idea. वो इसको लगा के ही चलेंगे. चलिए आगे. Okay, so on this page as well there is nothing much. Okay, center to help set up a paddy straw pellet units to arrest the stubble burning. Okay, so 50 crore incentive, this is what center is giving. So I have personally seen, I was traveling from Chandigarh to Hisar, so I saw these fields that were burning. आप ये लगा के चलिए एकर्स में आग ही आग लगी हुई थी. Okay, so winters are going to be there. You will easily see the impact by the first week of November. So I can tell you this thing, post Diwali, by mid of November the impact of stubble burning will be visible in Delhi. Okay, because things are going on. Implementation of these provisions to stop the stubble burning is not adequate at all. जो भी अरेंजमेंट कर रही है सरकार वो इफेक्टिव नहीं हो रहा है. ग्राउंड सिचुएशन इज लाइक दिस. सो यू नीड टू थिंक समथिंग आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स. कुछ और सोचने की जरूरत है यहाँ पे. ओके, दैट्स द मेजर पॉइंट हियर. देयर इज अनदर न्यूज विच इज रिलेटेड टू द MG नरेगा. नाउ this is the data that has been produced. It says that during the pandemic lockdown, MG Narega was a big relief because it facilitated up to 80% of income loss that was there due to pandemic, because government increased the MG Narega budget and people were seeking jobs in MG Narega. लोगों को नौकरियां मिल रही थी, उनके घर चल रहे थे. That's the point here. Okay, so this is what the news is about. So directly we'll move to the next section. Okay, so here we have this on international page. See, the point is this, why Atmanirbharta is important, why self-reliance is important, because in China they are still going ahead with lockdowns. China में फिर दोबारा lockdowns की तरफ वो जा रहे हैं. The outcome will be global supply chain will be impacted. Okay, so as global supply chain will impacted, it means that your domestic market will also be impacted. आपकी domestic market पे भी इसका असर पड़ेगा. So that's why it is important that you need to be self reliant. ये आपके लिए बहुत important हो जाता है कि आप आत्मनिर्भर बने. Okay, that's the point here. So here we will discuss another news, that is in talks with Erdogan, Putin proposes building a gas hub. Why Putin is trying to, you can say, influence Turkey? Why Putin wants to attract Turkey? So I am telling you this thing, Turkey is a very smart player. Okay, if you look into the policy that was followed by Turkey, Turkey is a very smart player here. Okay, and what exactly is this game? This game is regarding the drones that Turkey is selling to the Ukraine. पूरा खेल यहाँ पे drones का है. Okay, the whole game is about these Turkish Bayraktar drones. Right now, Ukraine is using these drones to target Russian forces. So here, Russia wants to persuade Turkey not to sell these drones to Ukraine. This is a major turning point here. Now, it is not just Turkey is doing or selling this Bayraktar drone to Russia or to Ukraine. Turkey is also doing this in multiple areas. So, recently there was this news where clashes were there in Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan. Clashes were there in Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. One country was using the Turkish drones. यहाँ पे भी टर्की के ड्रोन थे. Okay. There was a clash between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Azerbaijan and Armenia, they also had clashes. There again, Azerbaijan used the Turkish drones. Turkey was present in each and every of these disputes. Right now, Ukraine-Russia war is going on. Okay. Again, Ukraine is using the Turkish drone. It is not just to these countries. Turkey also sent a message to India as well. That India, you are a bigger country. Place order of these drones to us. Give order to us. Otherwise, we will sell these drones to Pakistan. हमसे ये ड्रोन खरीदिए, आपका फायदा होगा, अदरवाइज हम ये ड्रोन पाकिस्तान को दे देंगे. This is how Turkey is playing here. It is showing its presence everywhere. Wherever disputes are there, Turkey is using it as an opportunity to have some geopolitical mileage or leverage. This is what the Turkish design is about. Okay. So सारा खेल यहाँ पे डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट और ट्रेड का चल रहा है. कोई किसी का सगा नहीं है. Putin wants to persuade Turkey not to sell these drones to Ukraine, and they are offering that if you will do that, we will make Turkey a gas hub. हम टर्की को एक गैस हब बना देंगे. Sell gas to any other country you want. This is what Putin wants to do. So it's a geopolitical game which is being played. सारा खेल वो चल रहा है. ठीक है जी. And this was the major point that I wanted to discuss. Okay. Hopefully things will turn down. So it's all about national interest. Each country is playing this game, and Turkey is showing the presence everywhere. So where Syria was, when Syria was under crisis, Turkey was present there. Here Ukraine-Russia war was going on, Turkey was present. Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey was present. Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkey was present. This is what Turkish idea is about. Okay. So that's it for the day then. Thank you very much. This is what we had for today's session. Okay.